work on the living room again. I'm just getting my stream set up real quick, so it's pretty easy to do right now.
Hey, Dad. Do you think that I can make videos of
Are you not signed in on this one? Did you sign out?
No. It was like that.
It's been like this?
Yeah.
You signed out?
No, it's been like that. I didn't sign out. That's all I know. Do you think I could make like videos of me playing the tournaments? Okay.
Okay. That's me. What a good-looking guy.
I want to agree with that.
You don't agree with that? What the heck? Why is this not signed in? Oh, there it goes.
Maybe it was glitched. Yeah, oh crap, my face.
Okay, make sure that you keep both of those up, okay?
Okay. Am I allowed to go back and watch my show though on that?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, just don't take those off.
Okay.
Your desk is a little sticky right there.
Okay, thanks. Love you.
Love you.
Have a good night.
You have a good life as well.
Bye.
All right. So I had to go to Home Depot. My hair is just crazy today. I haven't done anything with it. It looks absolutely mad, man. Let's see what's under here. Oh, that looks not bad for what it could look like, to be honest. Okay. So, here's what's going on. So, because we have a kind of a development. I was putting R19 up there, right? And then I started thinking about how there was a double ceiling here previously, right? And that double ceiling had insulation on the top ceiling, which is where our rafters are at right now, where our ceiling is at right now. And then they brought another ceiling down 6 inches from there, and they put in a new ceiling. And that was the ceiling that I had when I started ripping out this living room. And that one also had insulation in it. Well, here's the deal. We wanted to gain that 6 inches of room height, ceiling height, which I love. I think me and my wife are both very happy about that. Although I tried to not do it because it was a lot of work. So anyways, we gained that 6 inches, but now I'm putting R19 back up there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, there's no way that this is going to be warm enough or insulated enough. And I'm right. It's not going to be insulated enough. Nowadays they call for like R30, R40 or something like in your attics, right? So here's what I'm going to do. And also, well, let's go to one other thing. Under here, these are going to be blocking soffits if I insulate them. The soffits are like right there on the outside of the house. So I looked up what you do for stuff like that, and don't get me wrong, I don't even have soffit vents, but I have plenty of airflow through my soffits because this is a 100-year-old house, so nothing is nice. So even though I don't have vents over out here in my soffits, there is airflow that comes in there, just due to like being a 100-year-old house and how the soffit is and cracks and all that. So, anyways, I do have airflow, and I want to avoid ice damming on my roof. I am going to be insulating all the way down that cavity. So I went and bought those little air vents that you put up at the top, and they keep it so that air coming in from the soffit can go up past the insulation and then up into the it can go up past the insulation and then up into the attic area where I have vents and such. So I went to the store today. I think I got all the drywall I need for the walls. I got R30 insulation, I believe, which we're gonna put up in the attic right here on top of that R19. That'll give us tons of insulation in there. We're still only gonna have R19 right here in this spot because that's basically all I have room for. And then I bought those vents to keep air circulation from this soffit area on the edge of the house. And it should just perfectly fill up this area and get right above that insulation, right about there. Which is exactly what I need. So let's hope that it works, because they're 4 feet in length, and this is about 4 feet exact. And that allows you to insulate that area without creating airlock, basically. And then you get that, when that happens, it's easy to get those like ice dams on your roof, and I'm in Colorado, so lots of snow. All right, I'm gonna get started. Here's what I need to do. I'm gonna move these 5/8 drywalls over to here, hopefully stack them right there. Then I'm gonna bring in all the quarter or half-inch drywall and put it up, and then put the 5/8 back, because obviously I'm doing the ceiling first. But I want to keep it all right there in that area if possible. And then I got that R30 insulation. I think we're gonna try to start getting that up in this area up here. And then we'll continue with that last 2 sheets of drywall there, and then I'll try to get that R30 in there that way. The R30 is gonna run horizontal to these other ones, perpendicular. So I'm gonna have to basically crawl in from above to do that, but I should be able to feed them through that last spot if I'll just do these 2 sheets, and then I'll finish up that last sheet from above afterwards. But if I do these 2 sheets, feeding it up through here, that should make it pretty easy. So yeah, I'm gonna start bringing in that drywall. We're gonna get busy. I have not been slacking. I've been at Home Depot all day. This is our project manager. Our project manager, Sebastian. He makes sure that I'm doing a good job. And if there's a hole into the basement, he will find it. Right, Sebastian? Are you the project manager? How are you liking that insulation up there? Eventually I'm going to block you off from it. Because I'm so cruel. I'm so cruel. Okay. Okay. I got 3 sheets of 1/2 inch right here that I gotta get out of the way. Okay, hopefully that does not all fall over. And now I got to get all the 1/2 inch pieces out of my van. I want them all in that one spot right there. This is about another $300 of insulation going into that attic. Now, I'm not really sure because I'm doubling up here, right? I'm gonna get this to like an R40 probably, R39, somewhere in there, up above this. But right here is only gonna be R19 no matter what because I can't get more insulation in there. So, someone out there probably knows, and I'd be interested to know, if I only have R19 here, is it even really worth it for me to do R30 here? I think it is. But I mean, you do kind of have a weakness when you can only get R19 in here. And really, R19 in here is actually kind of pushing it. It's probably supposed to be R13, but the reason that it's getting R19 is because I have certain cavities in here that can fit R19. Also, it was really, Home Depot and Lowe's don't carry the insulations I need. Houses like this are getting more and more rare, and so they usually only have 15-inch insulations. It's hard to find the insulation that I need. And so when I found it, it was, since I have some walls that need it and some walls where it'll get compressed a little, I know that you lose a little bit of R value when you compress it, but it doesn't seem like you lose more R value than like the next down. So like putting R19 in here and it getting compressed, it doesn't go below R13, which would be the next thing down that you would use. So I'm just gonna compress it. And then I have it other places where I need it because I bought in bulk. So I have like a couple things like that where it's like, oh, well, you wouldn't normally be using this in here. And it's like, well, but as long as the R value doesn't go below the next lowest insulation, I don't care. So, yeah, that's just kind of where it's at. That's the way the chips fell. No. No. I don't know how. I don't know how Home Depot manages to have every single piece of drywall have a flaw in it, but they do, I swear. It's like you will be in the middle of a whole stack on a pallet, and right in the middle, there's a piece that has like a big chunk of the front pulled off or something. And it's like, how is this even possible that I'm on the one piece or the 10 pieces that should be good on this whole pallet, and not a single one of them's good? It's just it amazes me. It gets to the point where it's just like, well, just take it and hope that it works. I don't know. Hope that you don't have to fix too much. And it really sucks that they already come damaged, because I'm going to do my own damage in transport. I don't want their damage on it too. Now it is good for when you gotta return your last piece, and your last piece is destroyed, and you can just tell them, it was like that when I bought it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, totally. It probably was like that when you bought it. They're not even surprised when you tell them that. They're like, oh yeah, it's, you probably did buy a piece of drywall that was broken too. All right, so these puppies are going to provide our air. They're going to go something like something like that. And then we insulate this area. But what happens is this allows air to travel up through into the attic and get out of the vents in the attic, kind of keeping the attic a little bit cooler, and we just insulate up against it. It's actually much wider than I thought, and it takes up a lot of that cavity. And I'm starting to worry if it takes up a lot of that cavity, and I'm starting to wonder if I care about ice damming. I do. I mean, I do care. But is it going to be bad enough that I actually need these? I got a choice to make, I guess. Staple gun and staples. I thought that was going to take an hour to find. Only took 10 or less, 2 minutes maybe? 2 minutes. Thought that was going to take an hour to find. Okay, sorry guys, I had to take care of the outdoor chickens. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about. I think I'm sure there's argument about stuff like this, but this says okay. So when I put those vent channels up there, if I put that R19 in, I'm already actually up here I'm not really squeezing it in because I'm in the attic space. But if I continue over here on these eaves, whatever you want to call them, I'm going to be compressing that R19 into a 4-inch cavity. Now I don't actually think that's a big deal, and here's why. It says compression can decrease the thermal performance by 50% or more depending on how much it's compressed. For example, compressing a 6-inch R19, which is exactly what I'm dealing with, into a 3x5 cavity, exactly what I'm dealing with, reduces its overall R value to R14. Well, if you went and bought insulation to go in that cavity that fits it, it's going to be R13, right? So if you compress R19 into that cavity, to me, you still have a higher R rating than if you bought the stuff that goes in that cavity. However, if I'm going to be putting these vent things in to make sure that I can vent from my eave up into my attic space through the insulation, then I'm going to be compressing that R19 even more than a 3.5 cavity, because this takes up maybe an inch of that 3.5, so we'll call that 2.5. And I'm not sure, once you compress it that much, are you losing a bunch more, or are you staying right about R14? So I'm having mixed thoughts about whether or not I should try to tear the sheets apart and put them in or not. It does say that you should just tear them apart. I mean, if you tore off an inch of the R19, you're probably making R13, R14, right? And then if I make an R14 and then I compress it into 2.5 instead of 3.5, then what am I making it? But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, if you put that inch thick vent stuff that's supposed to keep you vented from your eave up to your attic in there, and you only have a 2.5 cavity, that's what you got to work with. And so you're probably not going to get to R13 regardless. But the question is, like, if you compress that R19, or even if you take off, let's say, yeah, you'd probably take off about an inch. And that would make probably like R13. My point is, I don't think I should compress R19 against that plastic stuff. Mainly because what I think what's going to happen is that if I compress R19, it's going to push against this so hard that it's going to kind of screw up the whole point of what I'm using it for. But I don't think compressing R19 into a 3.5 space is a big deal, and I don't really think that you have to cut it down to put it in there, because it says that you're getting R14 when you do that, and if you bought the correct stuff for the space, you'd be at R13. So what does it matter if you compress it in there rather than take off a little bit? That's my theory. That's my thinking and my theory behind it. But I don't know if anyone's watching and has a different idea about that. I just don't see the big deal of compressing the R19 into a 3.5 space as long as you're still getting R14 out of it. And again, you're actually getting a 1 R rating higher than if you bought the stuff that goes in there. So why would you take the time of tearing back an inch off each and every single one of those to put it into these cavities, right? Doesn't make sense to me. Now, this I might agree with. It says that compressing the R19 into the 3.5 inch cavity is also going to mess with the soundproofing of it. Now, it does say that if you're only compressing it a little bit into, like, compressing insulation a little bit, then you're probably not affecting it that much. But if you compress it to where it almost becomes like a solid state, then you're actually getting hardly any soundproofing out of it at all. But that would be pretty hard to do with this stuff. That'd be pretty hard to do. You'd be having to go... I mean, this is R19 for a 6-inch cavity. You'd be having to put it into almost a 1-inch cavity to get to where you're compressing it like that. So what do you do if your insulation's too thick? Pull apart or split the bats. It is better to split than horizontal. It says buy the correct product is one of the suggestions, which is great, except that I have walls that are 6 inches, I got walls that are 4 inches, and it was too hard to find the products I needed because everything was special orders. So, and I wanted to buy in bulk. So I understand that you say buy the correct product, but we're dealing with a bunch of different variables here. All right, let's go to the Reddit. I really need to get working, but I'm kind of spinning on all this right now, and now's the time to spin on it. All right, is it better to compress fiberglass insulation or divide it? Let's go to a thread. Okay, this guy's kind of dealing with exactly what I'm dealing with, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. He says, in his old home, he has 2x4 studs. On top of that are a few layers and then the roof itself, so zero insulation in the ceiling. I had insulation, but we're re-insulating. How I'd like to insulate. I thought it would be as simple as putting R13 fiberglass insulation between the studs and drywall over it. However, I read that I need ventilation, so I'll drive some holes and install some thin plastic rafter vents first. These are the same. These are like some plastic flutes that let the air run vertically. Now my question is, the rafter vents take up 1/3 to ½ inch or 1/3 to half of the 2x4 thickness. I agree with the 1/3. Maybe even just a tiny bit less than 1/3. But I agree, we'll say 1/3. I don't think it takes up half. All images and videos online show these used with 2x6s and not 2x4s. So when I put insulation over it, I can either just squish it to some fraction of its initial thickness, or I can rip and divide it in half to result in thinner insulation. Naively, I would think compressing it is better. So by compressing it, I might get R9, and ripping it, I might get R7 or something, correct? I think he's right. I think compressing it, you're going to get a slightly higher R value. However, we already know that compressing this, because they've done research on this, so we already know that compressing this into a cavity only big enough for that is going to get you to R14 when this starts as R19. But that's higher than R13, which is the product you'd be using for that. However, once we put these plastic vents in there, we're going to a pretty dang tight spot, like 2.5 inches, I'm guessing, instead of 3.5 inches. So are we compressing too much to where we start like, because if we're, it's supposedly, and I mean, I have no reason not to believe it, it's the air between all this fiberglass that actually is what insulates. So that's why they tell you not to compress this stuff, because the air that is in between all this is actually what is making this an insulator. It's not, I mean, it is obviously this, but it's this combined with the air that makes it an insulation product, right? It's not just the insulation. It's not like just the insulation and having this thick of insulation in there is better. And that's why we lose. That's why we go from R19 to R14 when we compress that into a 3.5 space instead of a 5.5 space. So anyways, he says, naively, I would think compressing it is better. So I think that by compressing it, I might get R9. And by ripping it, I might get R7. Or something like that. Correct? It is best not, this person says, best not to compress fiberglass insulation. You're right that it'll reduce the R value. It is easy and effective to simply split and cut away the part that it would be compressed by the vents. I did this when replacing the insulation in my living room. I just split the insulation by hand with gloves, of course. Wuss. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Wear a mask and gloves. But insulation. Oh, I'm gonna sound. People are gonna think I'm so weird. It doesn't bother me that much. I did tile my whole life, and I've done like. I mean, I don't know. When you're dealing with like grout, possibly like screwing up your fingernails, being a little itchy with insulation isn't that bad, in my opinion. I just take a shower. I feel fine after I take a shower. I don't feel itchy at all. But anyways, right. But so this guy says, the second I say all that crap, my throat starts itching. I'm asking for it. Anyways, I just split the insulation by hand to the thickness and that I would need for the area and cut away just the section that would be in the way of the box with a pair of scissors. He says, right, but do you know that? Is this the original guy? Yeah, this is the original guy. So the original guy says, right, but do you know for sure that the compressed insulation has higher or lower R value than split insulation for a compression amount of 1/3 or so? Or some other specific reason why one is better than the other? Hi, you're correct with your theory that compressing will reduce R value. At least compression will give you more consistent R value as opposed to pulling it apart, which sometimes may yield a different thickness in some spots and less or more in others. If you feel compression will somehow give the insulation less ability to breathe, then this is something else to consider. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Eventually you'll compress to where you're not even letting it do its job by having air in between it. But where's that line? Is it possible to add 2x cleats to the 2x4, thereby essentially making them 2x6s? This would also allow you to upgrade the insulation to R19 or R21. Man, that sounds good, doesn't it? I'm not doing it though. That's so much work. I can't do it. Oh, 2x. Is it possible to add 2 cleats is what he's saying. Good idea. However, the ceiling is already really low and I live in a mild climate, so not a huge deal. Darn, that's the end of the thread. I was hoping there'd be a lot more discussion on that. Okay, so this is an article about whether compression is really that bad. Compressions of bats is fine. Resulting in a higher R per inch due to the high density, as long as the cavity is completely filled. And this guy says that he's right. So it looks like they've actually done some studies on this in this article. He's right. Compression isn't the problem. Incompletely filled cavities are the biggest problem. Gaps are a big problem. But you can compress fiberglass insulation as much as you want. The North American Insulation Manufacturers Association has a little 2-page document about compressing fiberglass insulation. And here's what it says. When you compress fiberglass bat insulation, the R value per inch goes up, but the overall R value goes down because you have less inches or thickness of insulation. So your R value is actually going up. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. That means that compression would always be better, in my opinion. I mean, not really even in my opinion. That's scientific now. That if you compress it, you're getting a higher R value. you're getting less R value because it's going into a tighter spot, not because the insulation's getting compressed. It's because in a 3.5 inch cavity, you can only get X amount of R value in that cavity because of how thick it is. Now, if you had a bigger cavity, you have more room, but even still, compressing it would give you a higher R value per inch. It's very interesting. To me, I find this interesting. So you don't get the full R value on the label, but the insulation still works perfectly well if all you've done is compress it. Here's something you may not know. The standard R19 fiberglass bat is 6.25 inches thick. If you put that bat in a closed 2x6 wall, it will compress 0.75 because the wall is actually 5.5. So it'll go from 6.25 to 5.5. That's 0.75, 3/4 of an inch of compression. Makes total sense to me that you're going to make the bat a little thicker than the cavity. And you want a little bit of compression because then you know you filled the cavity. That means the bat is labeled R19 really gives you an R18 in a closed cavity. Only place where you were pretty much always going to end up with compression is around windows. If you use backer rod in the gap around the windows and then you fill the remaining space with fiberglass, it is damn near impossible to compress the fiberglass too much without using a hammer. That's what Dana Dorset wrote, blah, blah, blah. Another is behind electrical junction boxes. If you install fiberglass correctly, you need to cut the notches in the insulation where it goes around the junction boxes. You can take that little rectangular piece of insulation and put it in between the junction box and the exterior sheeting. You don't need to worry about removing some of the insulation so you can do it without compression. Just put the whole piece back there and let it be compressed. So compress if you need to and don't worry about it. Just make sure the space is completely filled. That's the real measure of a good insulation. I'm glad I found an article exactly about, that's always kind of been my thinking about it, is like you're still getting a higher R value even when you're getting less of an R value. Now, I don't know that I'm going to try to put 6.25 into a 2.5 space. That might be a little bit too much compression. And like I said, sorry, I freaked out that might have been the computer. I think that might be a little bit too much compression, but my bigger concern is that when I have this, let's say this is up and I'm against the ceiling cavity. If I push on this too much, I'm worried that I might actually start closing off the venting action of what this is actually doing, and therefore I might as well have not even done it. And I paid for it, and I want it to work the way it's supposed to. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I might even, maybe we'll put a couple in and we'll see how the R19 compresses around it, and I'll go from there. But according to that article, and theoretically, I'd say that article tells us scientifically compressing the insulation is not as bad as ripping the insulation apart. Especially if you rip the insulation apart and now you're no longer completely filling the cavity. That would be way worse. And now I've sat here and rambled for 30 minutes about whether or not you should compress insulation. What? My son's raging out. What's up, Braid? I don't know if you're still there. I don't know if anyone's watching this, but I don't know. I do it for me too. Okay, so I am going to go out in the van and get my coffee because I want some coffee. And then we got to move these pieces of drywall over there. I think I have 12 pieces, which should be enough to do this all the walls in the living room. And then we have the 5/8, and I just want the 5/8 on the outside because I'm doing the ceiling first. And then we're gonna get busy, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for another day of work. Especially now that we're starting to get close to the finish line. Check it out, guys. They even have a diagram. This is pretty awesome. Okay, excuse my broken screen here. So we got R19 6.1 6 1/4 into a 2.5 space would be 3.5. So we don't have an R value listed there for a 2.5 space, but I think you'd be getting somewhere around 11. Yeah, it looks like you'd be getting somewhere around 11. I think we could feel free to bring that over here. Or maybe 9. But we do know that R19 put into a 2x4 space gives us 13. So it's no different than buying the other insulation. I learned something today. I learned that you're always smashing it into a cavity, so it's always almost one less than what the R value actually says. That's interesting. Because you see the R19 says 18 right there. But that's the proper cavity for it. So the R19 is actually giving you 18 once you get it all in, and it compresses that 3/4 of an inch. Now you are dropping a lot from 18 to 13, but it doesn't seem like it's a problem. It's basically just that you can't get more than an R13 in that 2x4 space is what it looks like to me. It's not like, oh, you shouldn't compress it because it ruins the rating. It's like you can compress it, but in that 2x4 cavity, you're only going to get R13 regardless. That's the max amount of R value you're going to get out of that 2x4 cavity. So, pretty interesting. I just want to note one more thing about this graph here. So, I want to note one more thing about this graph here in regards to compressing the insulation. So it says if you compress, so R8 is pretty much meant for a 2x3 space, okay? You go up to R11, now you're looking at like a 2x4 space, but if you put it in a 2x3 space, that 11 becomes 8.9. So it loses 2. R13, which is a regular 2x4 insulation, compressed into a 2x3 cavity, loses 3 points and goes down to a 10. Still higher than that 11 when it gets compressed into that same cavity. And then R15 into that 2x3 cavity goes down to 11, still higher than both the 13 and 11, 11 being the proper size for that cavity, 13 giving you more than the 11 even though it's compressed, and then 15 giving you more than the 13 even though it's compressed. But your R value that you're losing is greater the thicker the insulation. So the 15 loses 4 points going into that 2x3 cavity, and the 13 loses 3 points going into that 2x3 cavity, and the 11 only loses 2 points. So it does seem like there is an amount of compression that results in greater loss, but it also seems that you're almost always going to have higher R value than the lower insulation that could get closer to fitting in that cavity. Take it for what you will. All right, I'm going to go get my coffee and then we'll start doing some work. much weight you think I got right there on the floor? Maybe 1,000 pounds? I'm talking to nobody and everybody. Everyone who's watching me, dude. There's millions of people watching me. Bro! Yes, there is. There's one person, and then me, and then me. That's a million. That's 3 million.
How many people I have watching me?
5 billion.
Oh.
I need you to go up there, and I'm going to start handing you the insulation.
No.
You got to crawl all the way back there, though.
Are you like actually go in there?
Yeah.
Are you on my life? You're serious?
Yeah. Can you do that? I'll pay you.
Will it hold me?
Yeah, the 2x4s will hold you.
So if I go in there, it won't break?
Not as long as you stay on the 2x4s. This will break, but that won't break. These 2x4, 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 2x4.
Like I have to stand on it?
No, you just have to stay, like, probably want to lay down and crawl in there. But don't get all your weight on only that part. You got to stay on the 2x4s. Want to do it?
I mean, how much are you going to be paid?
I'd pay you $20 if you did all the insulation I got to do up there.
Oh,
I'll pay you 30.
alright, good deal. Is the insulation heavy?
No.
Okay, I'll do it. Wait, you gotta pay me $40. So you remember?
I mean, I really would pay you 30, but it's really going to be hard, and insulation's really itchy, and I don't think you're going to want to do it.
What if I like put on just like a long sweatshirt?
A long sweatshirt, and then crawl up into that 100-degree area right there?
I want the $30. Remember I gave towel down? That was on sale. I can get it if you got me $40 for me doing that. I'll go throw on a sweatshirt right now. Can I? I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put on the sweatshirt.
This kid's gonna crawl up in there and try to help me insulate for $30. It's like, that's a steal. Let's see if he'll actually do it. You know what's way easier than crawling up into this attic? Walking the dog a couple times.
No, I'm gonna call it. I'm in the middle of a Fortnite match where they missed my reboot card, and I'm not, and it'll just send me back to lobby whenever done. So yeah, I'll crawl up there. Scoop the ladder. Get up there.
First, let's just see if you can get up where you need to go. Okay? Alright. So, crawl up all the way onto the top of the ladder. I'm right here. I got you. Now, do you see the nails sticking through the ceiling? If those hit you, it's gonna hurt. Do not hit those nails. Do you understand? It'll hurt a lot. Okay? See if you can crawl up right here into this area.
Can I suck on this?
Yes, you can. Yep. pay you.
Good deal. Good deal.
If you don't crawl in there, then I have to crawl in there.
Nope. Yep, I'm doing that. I'm not gonna let you get it. I don't want to see
It's
you.
not about me getting hurt. I know I can do it. It's just so hot up there. I don't want to do it. And I'm huge. I'm big. You're small. I'm big.
I'm gonna go get a lawn to bring us back. Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, not really to bring up there, but you can get a water and bring it out here.
Yeah. Get a batch on.
Guys, if he does this, oh my god. This will make my life so much easier. I do not want to crawl into that attic across these two, across this 16, I guess it's 12 feet, 12 feet. Let's see if he do it. W sun for sure. $30 well spent by Dad. I started at 20 because I knew he was going to push me up, and 30 is good price.
Alright. Got any shoes?
Nah, probably not. But I do have to open this insulation, so give me a second. So listen, what's going to happen here is I'm going to, this insulation right here is what's going in there. Now these ones run like this, right? But this one is going to run like this. It's going to go up here, all the way across.
Like, so it's gonna go. Alright, let me. I don't know why I don't try to.
So once you get up there, you're going to help me by pulling this insulation all the way over to the end over here.
Oh, so like.
And then we're going to go next to it, and we're going to put one up here, and it's going to go all the way
So
across.
we're gonna go like that way.
Yes.
This way.
And you're going to try to get it tucked up against this insulation and that corner as tight as you can. And then we're going to move over and then do the next one. And you're going to try to get it pushed over there as far as you can. Then we're going to go to the next one. You're going to try to get it pushed over there as far as you can. Okay? But I got to open this up, and it's going to take a second to get it to relax because it's really compressed right now. So you see how thick that stuff is? This stuff is almost exactly as thick as that, but it's so compressed right now that you can't even tell. So as soon as you open it and you roll it out, it starts to breathe and it expands.
That's cool. So are you gonna like cut it in there?
No,
Like you're just.
you're gonna stay down here, and I'm gonna pass this up to you, and you're gonna start taking this in down there as far as you can.
So like I'm gonna try to like just put it down, like roll it down and plug it in.
Well, you're not gonna roll it. I'm gonna pass it up to you already rolled out. So just leave that there, right where it's at.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that. I'm just making sure that it's not something that I can't do.
Nah, you can do this.
I don't know how heavy insulation.
Okay, and then when you roll this out, you can I don't want you to do this because this stuff is really itchy, but you can kind of fluff it.
How does it make you itchy?
it has fiberglass in it, and fiberglass is really, 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 really tiny pieces of glass. And you can imagine they're so tiny that they can like float around in the air, so you can like breathe them in, and they can like get on your skin, and it's really good shit.
Is it bad if you
It's probably bad, but not as bad as if you were a guy who installs fiberglass for a living every day. That guy probably, it's worse for him.
Is it what, like, do you think that it's worse than, like, cigarettes?
I don't know. Probably worse than cigarettes. Okay. All right.
I might be able to get up that way.
You want to try?
I would be able to get up. I would be able to have a better shot at getting like what's going on that.
You can go through there from upstairs if you want.
I can. I'll just take that. I don't want to.
Let me help. Yeah, that part doesn't have a door. Yeah, you can like take a shower.
Oh yeah, I thought put on shorts, and get some shorts, and then I can wash off after.
Because you're hot?
Yeah, shorts and just like a short would be. And then, at least it's not sweatpants and long sleeve shorts.
No. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to do some-
What do you get from Walmart?
What?
What do you get from Walmart over the stores?
This insulation, these plastic pieces.
Like you got all this insulation?
No, just these 6 right here.
Is this really all the insulation you need for the house?
It's at least enough for this living room. Hold on just a second. Shush!
No.
Okay. Hi, Michelle.
Is that safe?
I thought you were playing in a tournament.
Oh, I took the tournament.
Well, why is that?
I want the money, Dad. I don't care about the tournament anymore.
I don't know, buddy. It's kind of crazy to think about the fact that everything I'm doing right now is just to try to make this room cooler as I'm sweating and dying of the heat. It's like it really makes you think like I better do a really good job right now because I'm dying in here. So I only bought enough of these to do one in each channel. I thought 4 feet was going to get me up past the insulation, But once I put the second piece of insulation in, it's definitely not going to make it past. And I'm going to end up having that same kind of airlock situation. So I think I'm going to have to call the wife and ask her to go by Home Depot, buy her work, and get me, I think I bought 15, so I'm going to need 8. 8 more. That'll be another 32 bucks. Come on. Come on. It's crazy how hot the insulation is. It's like, that's working. Or at least you think it is. Okay, some of these cavities don't actually make it up into the attic space anyways. So they don't really matter as far as They don't need one in it. So we'll see where I actually end up when I'm done. I think I'm going to need the wife to grab me a couple more. I want to get up there until you have to because it's so hot. I would wait until I tell you that it's time, which we're getting pretty close.
One second. I actually... Is it okay if I try to do it?
Yeah. I have not used this thing in so long because I haven't been doing tile. My oil's no longer in it. I used to have oil for it. Hopefully it doesn't jam up on me because I don't know if I have any oil.
Dad,
Huh?
I need a flashlight.
Why?
Because I can't see.
Okay. We'll just hold tight a second.
Flashlight on the shelf.
Just hold on a second. Stay up there, okay?
Oh, I need it. Oh, I need it. Okay. Let's see how I do it. See you, chat. See you out there. Well, you guys went from here. That last one you went. How do I know without
The 2x4s are on the sides of the. Right under that little bit of board right there. I think what you need to do is try to get your body in here and work your way down so you're always across the boards with your body.
I'm coming down.
Okay.
I'm just better off going on the ladder than this way.
But go ahead and hold on just a sec, okay?
So,
Alright. I want to show you one of the things. I'm going to have you do this before I have to do. I got to turn this on. It's going to get loud. Because if you do get a nail in the head, you at least will have a little protection. A nail sticking to the ceiling. Like if you stand up and you hit a nail, it's going to hurt a lot, but at least something's better than nothing. I got to grab them off these boards, and then we're going to go ahead and kick you up. Don't mess with that box. I might need that. All right, buddy. Come up here with me. Go ahead and turn that off for now. I want you to come to the top step of this and then hold on to that 2x4 and watch. I'm going to show you the first thing we're going to do. I'm not going to do much with it, but you're going to do a lot. So come up to this. Oh, hold on.
Can I get another half sex like walking with these?
I don't even care if it's like this, as long as it's on your head. How's that? I just want something on your head in case you stand up and get a nail in the head. But try not to stand up. Just just try to remember there's nails above your head every second you're up here. Okay, so just stand up and don't try to get up. Just stand on that top. No, come up here. Come up here. And hold on to this. And just stand there and watch. Okay? So, you see right at the top of this board right here? You see how I have most of those. Stand up, you're okay? Oh, okay. Do you see how I have all of these black things on that, almost to the top of this board? So what we're going to do is we're going to come through here. I can't do this because I'm too low. I need to let it go. So you're going to come through here, and you're going to go like this. You're going to go one, and then you're going to push the insulation down just a little bit and get one a little lower. Two, okay? And then you're gonna go over to the other side. I can't do it because I'm not talking. And you're just gonna do it on that flat part. You see how this angles up? This little flap is what attaches to that. So you're gonna do it on that flap right there, and you're just gonna tack it, and we're just trying to get it right here at the top of this board right here, all the way down. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then on the next one, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then on the next one, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you're done. Okay?
So I'm just going all the way down to the last one?
Yeah, but you're going to attack each one of these as you go. Okay? And I've put some boards up there, so it's going to be a lot easier. Your head. Now it's above your head. Yep. Now, what I would try to do is see if you could get your feet this way and your head that way. Try to put your feet that way and your head that way. Try to put your belly on these boards if you can, with your head facing down. So your belly on these boards with your head facing down. Okay. And this won't hold you right here, so be careful. Yeah, what's under this will not hold you. Only these 2 buttons. Yes. Exactly. All right, now you're going to try to get 1, 2, and that right there. Watch your head, because there's a nail right above your head. So see this little, don't press the trigger yet. See this little tab right there? When that tab is pushed in, it's ready to shoot. So you gotta push that tab up against this piece and then pull the trigger one time. Yep. Yeah, but you can hang off with your belly. Like, you're not going to fall through. As long as your belly's on those boards, you're not falling down. Okay. I understand. It's okay if you can't do this. This is very hard. But I'm asking you to do something that's very hard. Watch your back and your head, and you've got nails right above. You're just going to come with your foot right here, and I'm right here, so I got you. You got to turn onto your belly and bring your feet down first. Keep going. Yep, keep going. I'm going to direct you. Keep going. Right there.
Yeah, I just want to say when you're helping me with that, once my belly gets right here, I'm gonna just be coming straight.
Right. Kind of scary, huh?
No.
I'm gonna go get these filled up and put it in the fridge, okay? If you can't do it, it's all right. I can do it. It's just gonna be really hard because I'm way bigger.
I think I can do it.
Anything will work. Giving yourself kind of power. Or you could take Kai for a walk and you'll get $5 for that, and then 6 more days and then you get $30.
It's pretty fast.
It is. I don't know about faster, but it's definitely sooner. Do you want me to show you me if I were doing it? You might even lay on your back. It will help you to maybe shoot these things off. Nah, probably your belly's the best. With your legs that way, your head down. Like I was telling you. Yeah. Yeah. See if you can shoot that one right there. The second one. Yeah. You're good. You're good. if you press against it, it will shoot. Oh, maybe you need more air. Hold on. Hold on, try to get one more right there. Yeah. There you go. Now see if you can get two on the other end real quick before you come down. Just try to get the other side real quick before you come down. And then you got one done. That way you're not, because if you come down every 2 seconds, it's not going to be fast money. It's going to be slow money. I might not have enough air to. Wait, get one more in there. Yes. Good job, bro. So you'll have to roll to your belly, and just like last time. Yeah. Straight down. Right there. Good on.
Okay.
Good job.
My first one is so tight.
It's so tight, and I'm so big.
It's
It kind of sucks. If I
It's-
was doing it as I was going, I wouldn't have to be doing it right now, but I didn't think about this until I got 3 sheets in.
yeah, it's if it's tight for me, then it'll so not fit in at all. And trust me, it feels really tight for me. Oh God. Don't get hot. Yeah, you're scaring me.
Good job on the safety, Cole.
You can come down now. Dad. Dad. Oh, nice. You're doing something? Watch out. I'm right behind you. Don't get stuck. I'll lie here, make sure you're okay. Nice. Nice. Alright, I'm going back down now. you know. Be careful up there. And also be careful when I'm coming to check how you doing. No. Oh, you're getting it. Wow. I can do the lesson. Oh, let me finish what you did.
Now, buddy,
Huh?
can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
Like, what do you mean see you?
Can you see me?
Yeah, like I'm on the ladder.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I see your feet.
Oh, okay. Well, can you get up on the next thing and then hold on to the people first? So that you can see me? Okay, can you see where I'm at?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what's gonna happen is I'm going to have you come over and where I'm at, and I'm gonna hand you that roll, and you're gonna try to stuff it. Can you see my right hand right here?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to stuff it. Follow my right hand. You're gonna try to stuff that right here, and then it's gonna go all the way down there, and it's gonna get tucked up underneath that we just shot up. Okay? And then we're going to start working our way this way, and we're going to keep bringing bats up until we get over to this wall, and then we're done.
I got my 40 bucks.
Yeah, if you can do all that, that's a lot of work.
I can do all that. As long as I'm getting paid. I'll show you how your feet go.
No, I don't want you to do that. I just want you to get down so you're not going to.
I'm not like actually gonna grab your feet. I'm just gonna tell you if you're on it. For me, this is kind of fun. Drawing. Wish they taught us this stuff in school. God, this fiberglass really making me itch. Got your hat. Touching the 2x4. Touching the 2x4. Put your feet on. Put your foot a little bit forward. Yep. Like that, like that. I can already see the sweat on your forehead. Yeah, well, I can already see the sweat on your phone. Just little, like, I can feel the 5 of that. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Once you take a shower, you barely feel it off of the first shower. You will have to take a shower.
Yeah, I will.
And you gotta use soap to wash it off your skin. Okay. Whew! That was intense.
So you're just
Hold
gonna.
on, don't go.
I'm not. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
So, are you gonna like roll it to me on something and I go all the way down to that?
Well, you're gonna actually pull it all the way down there, then we're gonna try to get it pushed over.
And then we're gonna try to.
Yeah, we're gonna try to roll it out kind of in the middle so it's easier.
But what if it's wall?
We can cut it. Once it gets to this 2x4 right here, we can just cut it. Well, I'm gonna cut it. Are you ready? Do you want to try one? Okay.
Make sure that's full. Yeah, no stuff left. So, you want me to fall? When I'm getting down? This is fun. I wish I could do more stuff like this with you. I think this stuff is fun. I like this type of stuff.
Your boss.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, get up there. I feel like I want to sneeze, but then it just goes away. Oh yeah.
Do you want a mask? Okay.
Okay, I'm up. I'm up on the balls.
Watch your head. Okay. See if you can get down a couple of them. Like get about halfway down. Okay, give me a sec. I'm putting this board away. You might be able to go down to the end and then put your belly on these boards instead of facing that way. Yeah, like you need to go past this. See that board right there? You need to go past it. Nope, they're above. They're in the rack. Yeah, but you need to try to get all the way to the end where I told you you got to try to stuff this all the way down to the end. I don't think so. then you gotta come up back and try to grab this. With you. Okay. Be careful, you don't want to tear it. It'll try to tear. And then just keep moving it towards you. Make sure you got more board left. Don't want to fall off the board. Okay, so now we have to get this past your head. Like, see where your head's at? Look to the other side. Okay. You see where those two boards meet in a little triangle? Like point over your head. Or no, in front of your head. Yeah, you see how that meets like a little triangle right there? That's where I need you to try to stuff this. Right in that corner. Yeah. And then as you work this way, you'll try to push it over. But first it has to get in that corner. Where it's at then. Can you pull the insulation towards you? So pull it all the way towards your head. Try to get it all the way by your head. Okay, a little more. Okay, a little more. Even past your head. There you go, perfect. Now, try to push it up under those things that we just put in. Not too hard. Watch your head still. I'm right here. 2 inches below you. Right there. Yep.
Oh,
Good job, bud.
God, baby,
That's one.
that is long. We can just cut that and use it for our next one.
And that makes our living room to where it doesn't get as hot.
This makes our
Yeah, it makes it stay cooler in the summer and hotter in the winter.
I can feel it.
Yep.
It's like a blanket. Your body heat warms it and it warms you. It's hard to find it. It's so weird. I can feel it on my hands, but I can't see it.
Yeah, well, try not to like get it on your face.
There's no coffee, though.
That's some stuff, man.
I'll go back.
You ready to do another one?
What are we gonna do with the wooden plank?
Go grab a mask.
What?
Right there. You gotta pull both of those over your head at once. And then the foam part goes on your nose. Look at your mask. The foam part goes on your nose. Yep, and both of those go over your head as well. Go ahead. Go on up there. No, leave the mask on. There's tons of insulation. We'll just get this one piece and then you'll come back down and then you'll take it off and you'll get a chance to breathe too. But look, if you go up there and you see all that stuff floating around when you're up there, that's insulation and you're breathing it.
Oh, God. I see a million steps.
And you're breathing it. Yep. Well, not now you're not, but you were. So just try to get yourself up there. Don't worry, you can get on that. You can get on this. It's okay. And try to get yourself on that board. And then go to the end again and pull the insulation as you're going. Maybe you can do like a side dip thing on the board. You want to go through this side. Through that side. Yep. You're going to try to stay in that middle part the entire time you do this. So that's going to be easy. Hold on. Don't go any further until you pull the insulation. You gotta grab it again, because you don't want to separate it. Good job. Separate it and kind of let it go. Doing great. Pull it to the end. And get one piece done, and then you take a break. Pull it with you. And you're going to try to get it as far up against that wall as you can ahead of you. Try one more pull up into that area. Okay, now you're going to try to push it over against the stuff you just put in. Without, you don't want to you don't want to compress it. too. There you go. And just shimmy yourself this way. You can throw the half of me if you want. Yeah, I think you need to be wearing half this out of it. Good. Go ahead and roll your belly once you get past that board. You can try to get right next to the insulation when you're coming down. Yeah, scoot closer to the insulation. There you go. Good job, buddy. I'm gonna go up there and check that real quick, but I think you did good.
That's a nice.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Good job, buddy.
Oh my god. Oh. And the fiberglass cuts you?
Kind of. Kind of.
I'm glad I put on a short short and some sweatpants. I would have been dead if I didn't. Huh. Okay, 1 second. I can. 1 sec. Okay. Okay. Ah. Ah.
here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Stand right. There you go.
Oh my God, yes. That feels so good. Standing. Oh my God, that feels so good. Oh, that comes the insulation. Oh, that's sharp. That's sharp. Are we done? I want to be done. What is this even for?
Don't mind. Is that okay? It's supposed to be used with the insulation to cut the insulation, but it doesn't work very good. And dull knives are even more dangerous than sharp knives
How do I go anywhere?
because they don't cut as good, so you have to try harder to cut with them, and that makes them more dangerous. Whenever you have a knife, you want a knife to work really easy.
Are you putting more in now? Do we have to like staple that? I'm gonna staple in. I will. If it means getting the full guts, but.
This is crazy work. What we're doing right now is crazy. I'm glad I have him helping me because otherwise I would be sweating the whole time.
I'm not gonna tell you guys my age, but I would say I'm about done kicking butt.
Alright. Alright, now we need
Feels so good to breathe again.
Hey guys, I have to shut the stream down real quick because I have to talk with the wife about bringing me some more of these plastic vent things, I think. Well, let me check actually. Let me check if I got enough.
You have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Here. one does 2. One does 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one doesn't get one. And then we got 1, 2 here. Let's see. Down here we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go 1.
To the 2, to the 3, to the 4. Snoopy Dog Duck. That easy fast. I really have time to wait.
4. And then over here I need 1, 2. 1, 2 goes here. Three, 4, 5. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 more. And then this does 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. And this does 1, 2. And then I need 1, 2. So I need 7. Because I need 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I gotta end the stream so that I can talk to the wife. I need 7 more of these. The good news is we can just leave that hanging out the bottom, and I can put in the bottom parts and get the top part done. But right here, where we're coming up this length, I think this must be more than 4. Yeah, so I need more of those vents to get higher up into this, to keep venting to the outside. So I'm gonna end stream so I can talk to the wife and take a little break, and then we'll get back at it. The boy's helping me. He's doing a great job. I'm very impressed. He went like from I don't help my dad to like I help my dad do the hardest shit. So anyways, we'll kick up a stream again in a little bit here. Thanks guys. I hope you're having a good day out there.